are we so yellow?
I don't know.
I don't know why the light looks like that right now.
Danish summer, perhaps.
Danish summer, perhaps.
Giving us a weird tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Welcome back to the live dev diary. Yeah, I knew the first couple of comments was... We're only here to talk about my mustache today. The blocks are in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
No.
The big reveal.
The big reveal. We are here to talk about the new blocks coming in 1.9. And you just saw them in the video there.
The new free blocks.
The new free blocks.
Yeah.
But that is because 1.9 is free.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see your point.
Yeah, I think it's actually Elgato being weird. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
that looks better, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
I think it does. But yeah, the community can't always differentiate between 1.9 and Motorhead. What the thing is
no.
like. So it's probably a good idea to say free. The free blocks.
Today is all free.
Today is all free.
Yeah.
If you choose to donate to the stream, that's up to you. But we are going to give it to you for free nonetheless. We have, well, lots, so we might as well get started. But unless you have an introduction to things, I have a little piece of text that Lucrum wrote.
Yeah.
That he wanted me to read to all of you guys. As you know, Lucrum has played Trailmakers for a long time. He's very good at it. He's a tester, so he has been having his hands on these blocks for a while now. And he's very excited about logic in general.
Yeah.
So he wrote this, and I read, overall, I think they are a great addition to Trailmakers and will certainly revolutionize how things are made. After playing with the new logic, I can say that the main theme is simplification, as almost all the components do something we could do previously or similar, but packaged in a single block, and in some cases a much more powerful version of it, instead of having to build a complicated system, making these cool things much more accessible to those who typically don't use many logic blocks, if any. Another effect of this simplification is that we are now able to fit much more complex logic systems into smaller builds and can make huge logic contraptions that fit in the complexity limit. All in all, I must say, as someone that has some logic in pretty much all of my builds, quite possibly my favorite addition in this update is the accumulator, followed by the rest of the logic components. I've seen their potential, and after seeing what we, the testers, have been cooking up with them, I can't wait to check out what all of you guys will make once they're out. As a last note, if any of you feel you need a deeper explanation on any of the logic's bits and bobs, feel free to ask. That was from Lucrum.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I promise we didn't write it ourselves and just put revolutionize.
Yeah,
Best thing Flashbulb has ever done.
No, I would gladly take the credit for it, but I cannot.
Yeah, no, some nice words.
Yeah, so simplification, putting more functionality into the complexity limit and making things easier, more achievable.
Yeah.
And in some cases, I will also say, yes, it was technically possible to do things with binary logic. Now we sort of moved it into to decimal numbers and not just be on and off values, everything. So there's really a lot of cool functionality, and like Lucrum said, I'm also super excited to see what's coming out. I've already seen some of the stuff that the testers have been cooking up in a limited time frame, and we also saw some of it in the pre-video here.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see more to those in this stream? Or
We're gonna see a lot of really cool blueprints.
Nice.
I brought the show, and Peter is in the chat. Peter is the guy who made the logic blocks. So everyone say hi to him.
Yeah,
and praise him.
Like Lucrum also said, I'm sure there'll be millions of questions, at least from the super hardcore programmer, Trailmakers programmers afterwards.
But that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, we'll try to do the overview, and then details will come later. And also, you gotta try them yourself.
You gotta try them yourself.
So then you'll get all the ground truths.
But let's jump into the game, because I'm excited to get started.
Yes, let's do that then.
And my brain is evolving, because typically I accidentally leak stuff when I have to go into the menus. What I've done this time is that I've taken every single block that we're going to talk about today and I've saved them as individual blueprints, so I don't have to go into the block menu.
That's some next level thinking.
I
there.
feel like that's a big brain move, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, I feel like we should start off with the wedges and stuff, because the logic is gonna.
Yeah.
There's gonna be so much to talk about.
We're gonna slowly descend deeper and deeper into madness, and then people can stay for however long they feel their sanity lasts.
Exactly. We have a rounded wedge here, 2 by 1 by 2.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of words to say about this beautiful wedge?
I was about to say something that I shouldn't say, so let me just say that.
Okay.
That there's a backstory to this that we are not ready to talk about yet. Some people might know it already, but or can guess what it is. So it's But I will say that this is an exciting new shape that will help you create some shapes that hasn't been possible before. We saw it on the bonnet of a car, I think it's called. In the
just gonna
video.
do this so when people tune in now, they're gonna think it's a 1 by 1 by 1.
Rotate. Yeah. Oh, and with my words to match. Oh, that's horrible. Do not clip this.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Now let's look at the nice shape here from the side and notice that it's not the shape that we have that's quite close to it. And just a few more things is sort of you can this can be used to create a larger circular shape with it that wasn't possible before. There's a bit of a notch here in the front that we had to have in order to fit the grid basically. But
oh yeah, I see it. I didn't know.
Yeah, but I think you'll still be able to do some exciting stuff, at least on larger structures with that circular shape. So that's gonna be interesting to see what comes out of that.
Yeah.
Then
rounded corner wedge 4 by 2 by 2.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Not much to say about this, but you can sort of already imagine that you can combine 4 of these together, and you get like a trapezoid rounded shape. And then if you put the pointy block, which I forgot what it's called, on top.
Cone?
Yeah, the cone. Yeah, that's the one. Then you can
I'm on
continue
fire
that
today.
shape. You won't be able to continue it forever, but you can extend it to get a bigger cone. Yeah, big cone. Ghosty
Big
says.
cone?
That's
My God,
correct.
I said something correct.
Also, if you look from the side here, you will notice that it should match the slope of the existing pieces. So all of these should try to match what's already in the game. So it should all fit together.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And there's some other variations of that.
Yeah,
in different
rounded
sizes,
corner wedge
so that's
3 by 2 by
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Another
2
one.
by 2 by 2.
And then I think for the
Small
last
boy.
one you got the wrong one, but
I did? No, I just think I accidentally included something that wasn't supposed to.
The next one shouldn't be there. But
Oh.
those 3 ones, and then the one we saw at the start.
And then we already showed these.
Yeah.
I teased these, the L and U brackets.
Yeah. Can you?
Oh.
Yes. So they're pretty simple. They're sort of bent armor plates, or what shield plates I think they're called. Yeah. So everything is in line with that system. Should have the same thickness and so on. Yeah. I'm
It's
sure
like-
that's gonna be pretty cool for a lot of things.
It's 2/3 of a 1 by 1 by 1.
I have already used it for some racing cars, and I think
Yeah.
they have a lot of potential.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you do say so yourself.
Yes,
Yes.
and I do say so myself.
Last block that is not a logic block is the windshield.
Yes, and this is because we're now, as you might have gathered, trying to help facilitate building sports cars, race cars, and so on. And we felt that we're missing a very special shape here. So even though this one is not something that you're used to seeing in the game, it is a very cool shape, I think, for making your cars look just right giving them the finishing touches. So yeah, that's pretty good aerodynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see some cool cars based on that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we just quickly go through the logic blocks before we start showing off the builds?
Yeah, unless we have some builds specifically with these that. No, let's just go with the blocks as yours planned.
Comparison block. Let's just quickly. What is it?
I want to go in a specific order here.
Okay, sorry.
So I want to start with the NOR logic gate.
That I didn't include.
You didn't include. Okay.
Talk about the NOR logic
there's
gate.
not much to see anyway, so I can just say a few words about it. If you're used to working with logic, then you've quite there's a very high chance that you've stumbled upon the need for having a NOT block, a block that is on when it doesn't get any input, so you can turn it off by providing input, for example. Before you had to combine XOR blocks and an always on sensor to get this, but now you can use this single block. So depending on your use case, you can save 2 to 3 blocks, I think, and it is just simpler. Now we don't have to bother Alvaro Ping all the time asking how is it that we do this.
Or type dot logic in Discord to read his GitHub.
So there's a pretty straightforward, easy thing to provide. So
yeah.
Next one is the gravity sensor.
Bonk.
And the gravity sensor does what you might expect. It detects gravity, and then when it gets to a certain threshold, it will start providing its output, similar to the other sensors like the altitude sensor, for example. And what you can use that for is, for example, you can make it so that your landing gear automatically extends when you enter the gravity of a planet, or some some thrusters that keeps you from crashing into the planet due to the gravity. You can use this for this, and you can have multiple of them to detect different thresholds. There's a lot of fun stuff that can be done with that, I think, too. Pretty straightforward, at least. Next one is a lot more advanced. It is the number display block. That is this one. It's not too exciting to look at here, but the point is that you can use this for 2 things. You can use it to straight up display a number. Let's say you build a mini game, could be Flappy Bird or something, and you want to show a score. You can now use this to do this. Another quite different way to use it is to debug. As a programmer myself, I'm well acquainted with the bugs appearing, and I have also had bugs appearing in my logic setup in my Trailmakers blueprints. And this block allows you to figure out what value specifically is being output from a logic block or a sensor. So that can be quite useful as well. It also has a rounding feature here, so you don't have to see all the small decimals if you are getting those numbers sent to it.
Alright.
Again, I imagine I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is being used in mini games, for example.
Yeah, for sure.
What's up next? That's the hue light panel. So this is a bit of a departure because it's not specifically a sensor or a logic block. Instead, it is a light. But what it does is it displays different colors depending on what input it gets. So let's say you assign the input here to your left trigger on your game controller. I say left and use the right hand, but you get the point. Then the further, the more pressure you put on the trigger, the color will change. So initially it will be red, I think, and then it'll go through the color spectrum back to red. And if you let go of the trigger, it will be black as here. But we also wanted to allow players to make a sort of grayscale, or like like from black to white color. Yeah. So if you provide a negative input, it will go from black on 0 and towards white for -1. So if you assign the other trigger to the negative input, then you can get colors on one side, and you can get grayscale on the other side, just for testing purposes.
And this is the block that's definitely showcased the most in the builds that we've brought today.
Yeah, it's quite visible.
It's quite visible, and you can make so much cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
But you're gonna see that soon enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that is useful for making color displays, individual pixels in the color display.
Yeah.
And you can also use it. There was a suggestion by a Discord tester that you can use it to make combined brake lights, turn signals, and reverse lights in the same block. So you don't have to have it as separate lights on top of each other or something. You can just use one for all. That's really interesting too, and something I think a lot of players will be using it for.
Yeah.
Next up is the accumulator, which
the
is
famous accumulator.
Yeah,
it's the one that Lucrum speaks of.
Yeah, the most popular one.
The most popular one
testers,
amongst the testers. They love this block.
Yeah, and that's also one of the blocks we thought about the first, I think, at least from my perspective. And the case I had in mind was fortunately also something that the player seems to have been using it for, and that is to provide the ability to trim things, like, for example, it could be it's called the elevator on your plane, or more importantly, the thrust of your jets.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to use a trigger to get that gradual input. You can assign input to this one, for example, the up and down arrow, and then it will store the value that it's reached. So the longer you hold the up arrow, the more output it will provide.
Yeah.
So, for example, the more thrust.
And we definitely have a very cool showcase of this as well later. That really shows how it works. What Rune just said. We have a perfect example of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the prime case. Then it can also be used to store values such as time or a score in a game. So yeah, you can keep values. Remember, it's a memory component in some ways. Then it can also be used as a battery or a fuel tank. So for example, if you have a booster and you want it to run out after a while for some kind of mini game with your friends, then you can build that into your structure, and it will only be able to use it for a while.
You know, people have been asking for a fuel system in Trailmakers, and while it's not actual petrol, you can actually simulate it with this block.
Yeah, you could do that. You could sign it up to a dynamite, so eventually it'll explode if that's what you want.
That's
all
insane.
kinds of things. Yeah.
It's a new game now.
Yeah,
it is a new game now.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I thought there was some. Is there some settings we should go take a look at?
I just had them up here.
Yeah, so minimum, maximum values, a scale, and perhaps the most important thing here is the steps value. If you assign that, then it's every time it gets input from having no input, then that value that is provided, it will increment with. So that means that, for example, if you assign it to a button, it won't run rampant upwards. It will only get one addition every time you click the button.
Right.
Yeah. Now we are on to the very nitty-gritty blocks here. That is a comparison logic gate. Yeah. So this one, that allows you to compare values, as the name suggests, and there's different comparison modes that you might be familiar with from programming languages, if you have programming experience. I'm looking at you, Johannes.
I have zero programming. That's why I'm not. This is the stream. I've never been on stream where I've said so few words, but that's because I don't understand any. I'm just like a golden retriever sitting here, very excited, just because everyone else is excited.
Yeah, just take it all in.
Dog energy right now.
We'll teach. We'll make a program out of you.
It's gonna take a while.
The Trailmakers might be your first step along this path.
Yeah.
Probably. But yeah, you can see that you could say, I want this to provide some input if the combined input that it gets crosses a barrier. So let's say you hook up an accumulator to it. Then you could say, when your accumulator hits 50%, then I want to trigger a dynamite.
Yeah.
And then when it triggers, when it reaches 80%, I want another dynamite to explode, or it could be fireworks. That's probably more useful. Won't just explode on the first one. So you can do stuff like that, like combine things. Yeah, I think that's about it for that one. So finally we have the arithmetic block.
An annoying word to spell.
Yes,
but
I
it's
already
cool.
misspelled it yesterday, I think. So
I think it's misspelled on the sheet. It's
Ah.
called.
I think I got it right this time.
No, here it says arithmetics
Oh,
on the front page of this thing, but it's correctly spelled in game, and that's all that matters.
it's probably autocomplete that did that. I take no responsibility. But yeah, that requires a little more explanation. But basically, what it is a calculator. It's a tool for making math with the input that you get. So the slightly longer explanation is that it has a constant that you define that is a hard-coded number, and then it has the operation, that's what you have folded out here, and then finally it applies you can imagine you're writing down the formula, and you write this number here, then you write this operation, so for example plus, and then you on the last part of this computation you do the sum of all the input.
Yeah.
So let's say it's just one input, then it will be minus 500 plus, and then 1 whenever you press the button.
Yeah.
And then it returns that output to something else. Like for example, that could be to the hue light block, so you can see different colors with this. Yeah.
Someone's asking when we will get tank treads.
Yeah,
It's
it's a good question.
It's a tradition. I have to read it up at least once during a stream.
We one day.
Yeah, you
Maybe.
Yeah, bro. You have no clue what Rune is saying, but nice try. they're onto my yeah, bros. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Bet.
I gotta say that there's also times where I'm confused about these things, but fortunately we have a lot of players that are happy to help in our community if you ask nicely, I'm sure. Yeah, so there's gonna be more answers there. But now
Let's take a look at the blueprints.
let's see some cool stuff.
Let's
Enough
see
talk.
Enough talk. Let's see what these blocks can do.
Yeah.
And we have a pretty cool one to start with here by Asi, which is an image reader. I think it's called something like that. Just need to spawn it in the right direction here. And this is a two-parter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the reader.
Yeah.
Now
This
we
is the
have
reader.
image.
And last second, Asi made a banana image slide because the Discord went kind of bananas today. So I think it's fitting that we use the
Okay.
banana.
Ah.
Banana. Oh.
So this is your programming, your serialized version of the image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we do is we just gotta thread the needle here,
Yeah.
and then
This is similar to like a punch card or something.
yeah, something like that, I think. And then it goes through this thing,
Yeah.
and then it draws the image.
Yeah.
That's drawn into
So
there.
I'm guessing all the pipes sticking up here is sort of like indication of here's some data to read, and then depending on how far from that point it chooses a color, or how is it working?
I have no idea. I'll just say I didn't test this image slider before we started. I'm actually putting a lot of trust in Asi right
I'm
now.
also like
They
that's,
could be drawing. It does sort of look like it's gonna be a banana.
It could
So-
have been a 1x1 block. It would have been horrible.
Oh, that would have been terrible. But look at that!
Yeah.
It drew the banana.
Yeah. Very nice.
And you also saw it draw a chirpo, I think, in the intro video. I think it was
yeah.
drawing a chirpo.
Yeah, I love that. That was really cool.
Yeah. So that's the first thing.
Yeah, and for further explanation of what's going on, do we have the author in the chat?
I think Asi's here.
Because I feel like I might have misunderstood things from just my quick glance at it, but yeah.
It's a bunch of comparison games
Anyways,
there. So there's
just trust me, bro.
and then the lights panel. So there's a bunch of stuff, arithmetics, bunch of new logic being used, and of course the light panels, which is sort of like a continuous theme in these builds. Then we have Lucrum,
Yeah.
who made a little canvas thing.
Yeah.
That you can draw with.
And that was also in the intro video.
Yeah, that was also in the intro video. I think where I drew some sort of smiley face. I'm gonna not do that again.
Okay.
I'm just gonna show.
Yeah, so you can see what you're selecting on the sides with the floodlights.
Yeah.
And then you're moving a cursor with your WASD.
Yeah.
And you're pressing a button to change the color of the pixel you're selecting.
Shift and control to change the hue here, and then
so
I just slap space to draw on this.
Here you decide, or you can't see what I'm pointing at, but below the number, you can see the color that will be placed when you press a button. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, somebody says Etch a Sketch in the chat, and that's also what it reminded me of.
It is really nice.
Yeah.
And you can get like we can do a little bit of if I keep changing. Like we can't change.
Do like a rainbow thing? Or?
I wanted to do like a sort of gradient.
Yeah. So now, not only can you become a programmer in Trailmakers, you can also become an artist.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man.
That is really cool. I'm way too colorblind to see if there's actually any difference in what I'm doing, or if I'm just doing the same color.
I can't help you there. I'm also colorblind.
Those are different colors, I'm pretty sure.
A slight variation.
Yeah.
There's some good details on the side of it too, with the.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe that's some kind of charging port, but this one turns whenever you change the color. Good stuff.
Very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one was in the intro as well, and this one deserves a little nighttime because there's some lights going on here. We just needed to. It's also by AC, and it's a hefty build. It's taking me a while to exit the builder.
Yeah, I can see that. Here we go. Oh yeah, that was really cool too. I love that. Like a animated billboard.
Yeah, with the different engine, bulldog, dragon.
Also, the bulldog really presents well, even at this low resolution.
Yeah.
And it says Trailmakers. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's a little mesmerizing to look at.
And then combine this with some tone generator and some logic there, so you can have like a melody going. Basically, then you can watch you can do a drive-in situation in Trailmakers now.
We're gonna have so many legal problems when people start just watching movies in Trailmakers. Yeah. We should also have these put up along the new racetrack.
Yeah. Very nice.
Maybe they should just be an asset in the game. Get on it. Okay. Nice. I'm just gonna do a little bit of daytime here, or like a little bit of
more.
I have a lot more. Okay, this is an annoying time of day.
Oh yeah, that's how I refer to the different periods along the day.
Early morning is an annoying time of day.
Gotta agree.
Okay. We got Alvaro Ping here. He made Flappy Bird.
Oh, just like that.
Yeah, recreated using logic gates, 415 logic gates in total, with random generation of the height of each pipe using an optimized version of Queso de Cabra's 7-bit LFSR. Use it on the test zone map. I've used it on this map and it works just fine. So, I think Alvaro Ping is just being a little dramatic here.
Yeah.
I just remember how to start at E. Yeah, there we go.
Come on, flap.
I'm flapping.
But don't flap too much.
That's the gist of this game. Flap, but don't flap too much.
Yeah, I basically just did their advertisement.
Yeah, so this is the logic god Alvaro Ping and his recreation of the iconic mobile game Flappy Bird.
How many levels are there?
My record is 28 on this.
Okay. Will we see a new record made today?
I feel like the spacebar is a little spacey, so I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe. I could do it. You have to do it afterwards.
No. In that case.
No, water! Oh no! I was so close to my record. Oh well, there you go. Flappy Birds.
Gotta see some action on the stream, man. Can't have you going on forever.
You want to see some action? Look at this.
Wow.
And this is by the way, well within the complexity limit. Or unless it's 700, it might be.
Oh, no.
620.
Plenty
There's
to spare.
plenty of room left to do.
Maybe you can
stuff.
put in a bus or something.
Why
I'm not sure
isn't
how
it-
that will work. But
Why isn't it Flappy Melvin? That's right. It actually should be.
Oh,
Look at this. God damn, dude.
like
This is-
I have no idea what's going on, and I feel like this is one of the cases where you almost have to have it on paper next to this in order to be able to program it and also fix issues when they are bound to occur.
Yeah, I'm getting dizzy looking at this.
Yeah. Too much.
Are you gonna increase the complexity limit? No, but you can
Yes.
do a lot more with these gates now within the complexity limit. So in a way, we sort of increase the complexity limit.
Yeah.
Rune hates
In a-
when
in
I
a
talk.
way.
Rune hates when I talk like that. But I like artistic language, creative language.
Yeah.
And Rune is like, we can't say that. I'm like, sure we can.
I only speak to computers and other game developers.
And me.
That goes into the latter category.
Aww. Then we got another AC one. You might recognize this from the teaser on the Discord, where I took this. I filmed it while it went up to 24. Then I went into Adobe Premiere, and then I reversed the footage so it started counting down because I couldn't bother figuring out how to make it do that. That's how I did that video.
That sounds more achievable, I think.
Yeah.
But,
I think it
good
took.
thinking.
it was a lot faster, I think, than actually learning logic.
Very nice.
I don't want to stop time. That would be stupid when we're trying to watch a clock here.
Yeah.
But look at this. Here's the accumulator in action.
I
Yeah.
see that.
That's the minutes counting up,
Mm-hmm.
and there we go. And then, the seconds, I mean, and the minutes over here.
Yeah, and we can actually see here also the number display is used to
I like that
visualize.
you keep pointing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
then you can
He was
point
pointing
with
here.
the things, like I'm pointing to what you should be pointing. Remote control.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is just satisfying to look at, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it counted up here as well.
Is there set some kind of alarm? So at 7 o'clock you need to get up and then it causes an explosion or some fireworks.
I mean, that would be classic Trailmakers if it was Crazy Bird, it would be made to explode when it reaches a certain time. He likes to make things explode.
Wow.
Man,
Who doesn't?
I kind of just want to watch this for 99 minutes. But that might not be the most entertaining stream.
I actually have other things to do at some point.
I
so-
don't. This is my job. Alright, cool.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, I'm in cinematic camera. That's why it's not working. Okay, what else? Oh, this one's I've been excited to show by Luke
Yeah.
from the Walker packet because it perfectly displays what the accumulator block can do in terms of throttling your
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah.
Let me remember. Yeah, okay, I just press W. It's easy enough.
Yeah, so we see a accumulator on top to the left, and then we see a number display next to it showing the value.
Yeah. So now I'm just holding W.
It's going faster and
Now
faster.
it's at full speed.
Yeah.
And now I'm just gonna go back a little, and I'm gonna put it at like
Can you go backwards?
I'm gonna put it at 0.2, and I'm just gonna let go of the keyboard, and then, I mean, it walks at that speed.
What is the thing? Is it like a frog with a backpack, or it looks a little bit like it?
The Walker packet. We can also go all the way down here, and we can get like dun, dun,
Really
dun,
enjoy
dun,
the
dun,
motion.
dun. Or like a Baywatch, if you want to do like, I
Ah,
bet
yeah.
Sommy would want to do like a Baywatch intro
Oh yeah,
with Pamela Anderson
Yeah.
running down the beach in slow motion.
a classic.
Yeah. I mean, I just think this is so cool that you can actually have like set it at a certain speed now, and you can
I gotta say, this
just
is
kick
a
back.
bit more advanced than what I had in mind. I was just thinking like a jet being hooked up to that.
Oh no.
But this is pretty cool. I have
Yeah.
a feeling there's also some comparison. Yeah, is this a comparison block here on the side? So basically to control some kind of animation. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think there's a reason for the backpack. I think that's because it's packed full of logic.
You think so?
Yeah.
Are we gonna expose Lucrum's tricks here?
Oh. Is it open source code?
There's some
stabilizing.
tricks hidden in this backpack.
Yeah.
We're going through airport security now.
No weapons though.
No
So it's
weapons.
fine.
All clear. Clear. But that's cool. That got me a little hyped for that block in particular. I think people can not just use it for like adjusting or like locking speed, but so many other things.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the next couple of build challenges when people are just gonna go bonanza with this, because it's not even gonna be like a DLC thing. It's not gonna be like, oh, then no one in the build challenge has the DLC. This is all the free shit.
Yeah.
All of it.
And I highly recommend giving it a go, even if you're not used to programming. Just try to do some simple things with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could open some doors and allow you to build some more cool things. But of course, some of it will be quite complex.
Yeah. What is the release time? That's not for certain yet, but we're not far away. Let me put it like that. Lucrum made this limit how much it can rotate in each direction. In this example, the turret can rotate 22.5 degrees down and 63 degrees up from the starting position. It's also equipped with the ability to change from behaving like return to center or hold position. So this is just a little something Lucrum made. Right now it's returning automatically, but if I put down space, then I can lock it in place here.
Yeah.
And then if I let go of space, it will adjust itself automatically.
And what blocks do we see here? The logic blocks. It's quite simple, so we might actually be able to figure something. Accumulator, and we have some arithmetic blocks. Yeah. And we have some. The new NOR gate we didn't see. That's here now.
Yeah.
And
I also pulled it up on stream from the menu. I guess you didn't see that. I didn't react, but I didn't show anything other than
no, I didn't. I was perhaps too deep in the thing.
Well, now you know.
Anyways,
yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Nifty little presentation. We got another game.
Whoa.
This one's a lot harder. It's also by Lucrum, and it's the classic game Frogger.
Nice.
Where you, I control the little red dot here at the bottom, and then I just gotta dodge these obstacles and like cross the rip. Did I die?
You just went out of the screen.
Oh my god, I went.
But you have some more attempts.
Yeah, I lost track of myself. Up there's so many colors going on. Okay, we have 3 lives.
I never was any good at this game.
No, me neither. But I have 3 lives, so we can do this.
Sounded very intense.
Oh no, I died again. Once you get up there, it gets a little crazy for the eyes to follow your own dot. Gets a little wild. Oh. Okay, now we're speedrunning this.
Yeah, I'm also like, what? Okay.
Game over.
Game over.
I've yet to beat it yet.
Yeah.
But
that's a challenge for everyone. Oh, I love the arcade machine there.
Yeah, it's super cool. Oh yeah, this one's cool. You talked about that. I was a little. You talked about this because this has turn signals. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's also by AC.
Yeah, I think they also suggested it to be on my list, so that's probably why there's an overlap there.
Yeah. But this is another cute little example of the light panels.
Yeah.
And also, reversing.
Yeah. Very nice.
And then just whew.
Yeah, I really like that. I might need to steal that for a car at some point.
And I believe it also has some sort of where it can like, is that L, X? What's that again? Oh, well, never mind. But you get the idea here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I especially like the. Oh wait, now it's going both ways. Nice. Well, if you reverse at the same time, then
Whoa!
again.
Might need a little more logic to patch all the weird situations, but yeah.
But yeah,
Really cool.
there's a lot of stuff to do there. And I think the last one we have is also As has really been
Yeah,
working hard on these.
clearly.
And this is also.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. How does it detect you? There's sensors there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. That shows off how it can change colors very clearly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, we have the beautiful light
Yeah.
panels that are just really putting in the work.
Yeah.
And then you have the sensors there that are.
Yeah. That looks nice too.
Yeah, it looks pretty satisfying.
Movement. Yeah.
It's in the trailer as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's so many. You can really make with red, green, and blue. You can make so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting to see what people jump.
Yeah.
That's about I think what you would expect.
All right.
I think that's all the builds we brought, and
Yeah.
maybe there's not that much to say either.
No, are there any questions we should take before? Otherwise,
We can take a quick look-see here if there are any related questions to what we're talking about here.
Leaks. No, doesn't look like there's too much questions. I guess there will be plenty more once we get closer to release date and they've had some time to digest what they just
When the hell
saw.
did I leak a new seed? At some point during the stream, apparently. But
Really?
but people have kind of already seen a lot of those.
Guess I gotta go back and watch it again.
Yeah, at one point I leaked a bunch of stuff here. I don't really see when that was, but I don't think, as far as I know, it looks like it was only things that are already shown in the Motorhead teaser. So
Already leaked.
it was already leaked in the Motorhead teaser
Yeah.
on purpose. Wow, I wonder when that happened. Anyways,
Is there anything about what's coming up next? Like, do we have some build challenges, some more dev diaries?
yes, but this is it for the free update dev diaries. We have 2 dev diaries left, and the next 2 are going to be about Motorhead only. So the next 2 is when you can really show up and complain in chat
Oh yeah.
about DLCs.
Bring your
Because
wallet.
we're going to be talking about paid items there.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've covered a lot of stuff now in the free, and I don't think anyone's getting cheated. Like all of the stuff we've shown here today is free.
It's entirely optional to get the DLC
Yeah.
as well. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to get it. There's lots of stuff in the game already,
Yeah,
and we keep making the base game better and better.
yeah,
So you should get more and more from your already invested money.
yeah.
But we do hope that people will be buying some DLC so we can keep improving the game, make more new content, free and paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's be real, there's also some really cool stuff in the DLC.
Yeah.
That has to be, otherwise it wouldn't sell.
Of course.
But we'll show you that in 2 weeks. Yeah, I
Like
think
and
that's it.
subscribe.
Yeah, you mentioned the build challenge. That won't return before in 2 weeks when the new theme is announced. Because it was kind of too much streaming, so it took a little break from that. But it will be back, don't worry. I just got Airborne, someone says. Congratulations.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Then you're ready.
Speaking of like banger DLCs, Airborne
Yeah.
is a mega banger. Yes, doesn't seem like there are that many questions about what we talked about today. But we've also been streaming for a while, and like Rune said, he's a busy man. I'm not as busy as
There's
Rune
other
is,
things
but
to
he
do.
has bugs to fixes and places to be and people to see
Bugs to make.
and bugs to make. Most importantly. So yeah, that's it. You can already go to our YouTube now, and then you can watch the video that you watched at the beginning of the stream. You can go watch again, because if everything went right, it went live at 3:10 or something.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, and thank you, Rune, for joining us.
No worries.
And I'll see you for the Dev Diary in 2 weeks.
See ya.